Hola, hola, or welcome, welcome, and bienvenidos. I should say buenos dias, buenas tardes, or buenas noches, depending on when you're listening to this today. So, welcome to Tech and Tequila, the podcast where tech innovation meets life's boldest adventure. I'm your host, Kat Lopez Shelby, your go-to techie chica, your trusted tech advisor, digital nomad, or local voyager, and tequila enthusiast. So, whether you're here for the latest tech trends, insights from industry leaders, or just a good story with a splash of tequila, you have found the right place. Each week, we dive into the game-changing strategies, inspiring journeys, and a little tech magic to help entrepreneurs, creators, and curious minds thrive in our fast-paced digital world. I mean, have you heard about DeepSeek this week? Oof, blowing up AI. Oh, and did I mention we're serving it all up with a side of your favorite tequila? Because life's too short not to celebrate every single win. So grab your glass, power up, let's join in the conversation. This is Tech and Tequila, where the future tech meets the spirit of adventure. Salute.
Welcome, and bienvenidos. Thank you for joining us on the podcast, Tech and Tequila. If you don't know who I am, I'm Kat Lopez Shelby, and I'm the founder and CEO of Shelby Technology Solutions. But more importantly, you're here for Tech and Tequila, where we learn a lot about tech, and we may have some nice tequila drinks while we're at it. If you're new here, Tech and Tequila is all about everything technology based for your business. So what that means is we have suppliers on here to talk about how they can help you grow your business. We, have mindset coaches on here talking about how to help you grow your business. We're all about business and basically introducing you to different suppliers and different ways that help you within your business.
So we're going to definitely be a little light on tequila this week as we are finishing out our dry January. But I wanted to go ahead with our brand new welcome sequence entrance so that if you're new to Tech and Tequila, you would know exactly what we're traditionally about. We have one more week of our dry January, which actually is kind of leading into February, but I promise it's worth it. I found the most amazing thing and you're going to love it. We're going to do a mixed drink this upcoming week and it's amazing. But least I forget. Alrighty, it is time for one of my favorite parts of the podcast, and that is trying something new. And since we're doing a dry January, let me tell you, I decided let's give this Mocktail Club another try. And I have the Manhattan Berry to try that's right here. So let me go ahead and open this bad boy up. Ooh, nice little opening sound. And let's see. Ooh, that smells fabulous. I have to say fabulous. So in case you don't know, the Manhattan Berry is it's a rich blackberry, has some tangy notes, and I think I'm picking up some ginger as well, since I got a little taste. Now, if you're doing a dry January and you haven't heard of the Mocktail Club, I definitely would say it is worth a try. So in case you don't know or you haven't heard of it before, let me give you some background on the Mocktail Club. So it was founded by Paulina Yun to create non-alcoholic drinks that feel just as special as cocktails. Now, this Manhattan Berry, like I said, is a mix of blackberry, pear shrub, and ginger. And what the company focuses on is sustainability, using eco-friendly packaging, and of course, responsibly sourced ingredients. If you want to go out and grab yourself this mocktail and grab it off the shelf, they're available at Whole Foods, Total Wine, Sprouts, Target, and of course, online. So I say give it a try. They have a couple different flavors, and it's great for your dry January. Well, let's say cheers to that. So if you're listening, I just want you to know we just got to take a sip. And let me tell you, it is literally fantastical. The blackberry is bold, but not too overly sweet. The pear shrub adds a beautiful tang, and the ginger gives it a nice kick. Like if you've ever had something like a Moscow Mule, it kind of gives you that kind of vibe with the ginger. It gives you that kind of vibe with the ginger, and it is amazing. So, all right, if you give this Manhattan Berry or give Mocktail a try, please by all means let me know. Tag you in your Instagram like that, and it's at Shelby Tech Solutions on Instagram. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So let's keep it rolling. What would we be if not a quick break so we can hear from our sponsor today. So, all right. So for you wanderlust warriors and tech-savvy trailblazers, are you dreaming of where you can work from anywhere, or maybe just be able to sip margaritas on a beach, or explore hidden gems in the bustling cities, all while keeping your business thriving and working on the go? Well, let me introduce you to hashtag Your Digital Bliss, the ultimate toolkit for female entrepreneurs who want to embrace the digital nomad lifestyle with ease. And in case you're curious, it's created by yours truly, Kat Lopez Shelby and Dr. Jenna W. Clack. This course isn't just about setting up your tech, it's about creating freedom. Whether you're battling ADHD distractions, managing your social media, or planning how to stay cyber safe on the go, hashtag Your Digital Bliss has you covered. So let's talk about what you'll get. So you're going to get a step-by-step guide to setting up your tech stack, some insider tips on securing your business data and also backing that data up, budgeting tools for travel expenses, and hacks to find dreamy accommodations. And let me tell you, Dr. Jenna has a ton of those. You got to take a listen. So where I'm a local voyager, Dr. Jenna is definitely a world wanderer. So, and of course, one of my favorites is a customizable digital nomad packing list and travel planner. And of course, we are still in our launch phase right now. So right now you can get the course for $111. And just for our Tech and Tequila listeners, if you use the code Tech and Tequila, you get 20% off of that. So go ahead, take advantage of that today, because that price is not going to last and that discount code is not always going to be there for you. So you can find us at your.digital.bliss on Instagram, and the link is in the bio. So start your digital journey today. So now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this episode, because where would we be without tech? And if you have been feeling like a little bit of social media whiplash, or you don't know where to go, and you're like, I'm not a fan of this change, I'm not a fan of this change, this leads me to concern, I'm going to talk about a few things today. And really where I'm going to focus on is building community through tech. We're going to have a splash of some ways to build your audience on some of the newer platforms, and have a little brief discussion about TikTok and where it stands, and that kind of thing. Now, obviously, we're recording this today on January 28th, and this will come out, I'm not sure if it's this Friday or next Friday. So keep in mind that everything is subject to change, in a manner of speaking. Like overnight, it feels like. But we've made it this far, we're going to make it. So let's get into this. So if you're like myself, running around and being a local voyager, a world wanderer, or you just want to find a way to build more of a community, one of the great things about building a community in the digital age is it's not just about networking. It's about creating a space where people feel supported, connected, and inspired. So whether you're looking for resources, inspiration, or like-minded individuals, the right tools and platforms can make all the difference. So I'm going to talk about a couple of communities that I'm a part of that I absolutely love. And they're great ways that you can use them to, leverage them for opportunities, grow personally. So for personal growth, and I know I said opportunities, but grow your business. So one of those is the Entreprenista League. If you haven't heard of them before, they're a hub for women entrepreneurs to network and scale their business. Now, some of the things that they offer, and I love to take a part of, they have virtual networking events, they have expert-led webinars, they have community building sessions, they also have exclusive mentorship programs to help women navigate their business growth. And I've actually been a part of those. So they call them power groups within the organization. And I definitely say, check it out, because they have one that's just on how you can build your own community. They have one on how to scale. They have them on funding your business if you're at that stage. I mean, they have a lot to offer. I personally know someone that was in my power group that was telling me that just with the Entreprenista League, they were able to add like $125,000 in their revenue by doing the virtual events, by networking with other people, and by reaching out and getting on the community space and having discussions. Now, I want to make this very clear, it wasn't overnight, and I can't say that that's going to happen for absolutely everybody, but that's the type of thing that you see. Okay, so you can find them, of course, you can Google them, Entreprenista League, and I want to say it's entreprenistaleague.com, but you can also find them on Instagram, and we will have all the links to these different communities in the notes section. So when you look through the summary, they'll all be available. The second one that I want to talk about is called the Amigahood. Now, you may know it as We All Grow Latina or the Amigahood. And it's a Latina-centered community that celebrates culture and entrepreneurship. So I'm a part of We All Grow Latina, the Amigahood, and I'm also a part of the Elevate program, which is kind of a subset that they have and within the community. So when I say it's a subset, so within the Amigahood, the Elevate focuses on mentorship and professional growth. So I always like to say, if you are an entrepreneur and you have a question or you're struggling or there's something you're working with, the Amigahood Elevate is a really safe place where you can ask those questions that maybe you don't feel that comfortable asking someone else. Now, the nice thing is they have a cadence in Elevate and they have a cadence in the regular Amigahood. Now, Amigahood by itself is completely free. So I would highly recommend signing up. And I want to be like very honest. I signed up for the Amigahood or We All Grow Latina because they put out, I would say like once a month, but I would say for sure like once every 6 to 8 weeks, a list of grants that you can apply for. And it's free. So it's a great program. So they have monthly virtual meetups, fireside chats with successful Latinas. Like I was on a chat with one of the founders of Kitsch, scholarship and funding opportunities, which I was just talking about. That's actually why I joined. Same thing, highlight grant opportunities. And they have a strong emphasis on cultural representation and business and branding. Now, where can you find them? You can find them by Googling We All Grow Latina or the Amigahood Elevate through your Google or ChatGPT, whatever you like, or pick one, or you can find them on Instagram at We All Grow Latina. Now, the next one is called The Society. And yes, I know you're probably thinking, oh, getting whiplash. She's a part of a lot. I am a part of a lot of organizations. I spend a lot of time on the road. I spend a lot of time out in the field. And for me, these types of communities and organizations, I mean, yes, they do help me grow my business, but it also keeps me connected. And I met some amazing people, women, fellow entrepreneurs, and founders through these organizations. I love it. If you've never heard about this society, it's an exclusive network for high impact collaborations with top tier women professionals. There's a couple of cool things that they have. If you're part of the society, which I highly recommend, we've kind of passed the Black Friday Christmas special, but keep an eye out because I'm not sure how much it is for the year, but I know that if you hop on when they're doing one of their discounts, it will renew at the exact same rate. And I'm a big proponent of doing stuff annually so you're not having to pay for things. And that's what I love about this one. So some of the things that they have, so they have curated events, access to high level networking, leadership building experience, mastermind sessions with industry leaders, and they exchange insights and strategies. They spend a lot of time talking about setting your business up for freedom, whether that's time freedom, financial freedom. And I think this week, when I looked, like they have something just specific talking about Chat GPT and creating a chatty GPT. If you haven't looked into that, I highly recommend. It's amazing. I have a couple of friends that have done some and I love it because basically it's like you teach Chat GPT exactly how to spit out content specifically for you. They also have VIP retreats designed for relaxation and business growth and acceleration, access to a resource-filled library and expert-led guides, and you can find them at bossbabe.com. And before at least I forget, if you're looking for a planner and we're only in February, so you're not due, they also have these right here at Walmart. And I like them because they're big and I like to write things down and they have your weekly thing in there. The other thing I was going to say is that if you join annually, you get access to all the templates. If you join on a monthly membership, Obviously, this is subject to change because I am not the end all be all know all about this. It'll give you certain templates that you have access to, but it changes them periodically. I don't know if it's quarterly or monthly. You'll have to look into that. But I highly recommend, all of these communities have where you can set up meetings with fellow entrepreneurs and look at that. Now, so I have two more on my list that I'm going to talk about. And this one specifically is more for people like myself. So that's if you're a MSP, you're a VAR, you're a technology consultant, any type of the channel. This is not for people who are suppliers within the channel or anywhere else in the world, so to speak. And that is the Technology Advisor Alliance. What I like about this is a community solely for tech industry professionals. You get several additional, there's several perks because suppliers work with the Technology Advisor Alliance, or also known as the TAA. And you get like benefits. I think one of the most recent things is if you sold a certain amount with this one supplier, you automatically got a gift card at the end of the year, and they'll run things just within this, which is really cool if that's what you do. But hey, we're talking about other things. So you get educational webinars, networking opportunities, that really, they empower you and it helps you. So with what I do, I love sometimes to bounce ideas off of other people that do the same thing as I do, to be like, hey, this is what I'm thinking. Is this what you're thinking? And I mean, it can be even something which I did recently is I'm working on some government contracts right now. And I needed to find out, like, does anybody have a list of approved vendors, approved people to work with? And sure enough, I put it in there and someone else replied. And now we're working with a person who helps businesses like myself to make sure that we do exactly what they're asking. So, I'm sure you could Google it, but this is just a faster way. They give you in-depth reports, insights on latest trends, partnership with top technology vendors and service providers. They have tech meetups generally at like Channel Connect. And I mean, obviously we have Tularis, Sandler, all of those, but I forgot what the other one is. IT Expo, that's what it is. Now, you can find them at the Technology Advisor Alliance, and you can definitely find them through LinkedIn. They are founded by Ashley Rowland and her husband, and it's a great organization. There's something else that I was going to say about it, and it just raneth away. Oh, I know what it was. I remember now. But if you are in the tech industry, one of the things I really like is that I can go on here and say, hey, this is the experience that I'm having with the supplier. Does anyone know a workaround, or has anyone had a similar experience? And this is a space where everybody can say exactly how they feel because there's no suppliers on there. So there's nobody to tell you, no, that's not true. And because you're a part of the TAA, sometimes they have additional people you can reach out to for help. So I really like it. Check them out. All right. So last but not least, but I put them last because they are only on a wait list. So you can join the wait list. I don't know when they open back up, but that is either you're going to call it the business class or the business lounge. And that is a community set up by Sofia Amorosa. So if you've never heard of it, it was set up by Sofia Amorosa. It's a vibrant online community and educational platform. Now, what I like about it is if you go in and you're like, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to start, it's great. It has a whole curriculum just on how to start your business, ways to think about. Now, as far as the community and why I think that is so important, or why I should say I enjoy it, they have live Q&A sessions with experts that help. Like recently, I had them go through and pick apart my website and say, I would change this, do this. And it really helps. One of the things that stands out about it is it has a tailored approach focusing on actionable strategies for marketing, branding, sales, and of course, the ever-present mindset. Let me tell you right now, if you're an entrepreneur, you know that mindset, gotta be strong. So I personally think this is great for people that are starting their entrepreneur journey or thinking about starting it, because it gives you tips, tricks, provides clarity, and it helps you with providing results. So like I said, this is for those people seeking practical steps, proven systems, and community support. I would highly recommend it. Absolutely. So you can check it out. It's www.businessclass.co, and they only have a wait list right now. So just FYI. So those are a couple of different communities that I recommend that I think is a great way, especially if you're like myself, if you're a local voyager or you're a world wanderer, or you just don't have a huge amount of people who do something, entrepreneurs around you. These are great ways to look into. All right, so let's change lanes for a minute. And I want to talk about audience building because I think they've changed all the influence levels. Number one, what used to be a micro influencer is now a nano influencer, and you've got people with millions and bazillions and gazillions, it feels like, of following. So let's talk about how to build an audience. And I'm going to touch base on how to build an audience on Blue Sky. So if you don't know what Blue Sky is, it is a decentralized social media platform, and it is becoming the hub for authentic connections and, what's the word, niche communities. So let's talk about, here's how you get started. So number one, position yourself as a thought leader. And you're like, okay, great. You're telling me a sentence. What does that mean? Those are a lot of buzzwords, but share insights, expertise, and industry trends. Engage authentically. So it's not just about posting, it's about engaging with other posts on the platform. So start conversations, reply thoughtfully, and be present in discussions. Now, the other thing is you want to tap niche groups. So Blue Sky focuses on community oriented spaces, so that lets you connect more deeply. And the other thing is, I like to call this the obvious, but everybody talks about it, is creating valuable content. So share quick tips, ask engaging questions, and post thought-provoking updates. Now, I want to take a minute and go back. So I was talking about the Entreprenista community earlier, or the Entreprenista League, and I'm actually in a group. It's about it's an offline power group in which each of us highlight and connect and go back and forth on each other's posts. And I think there's a group of like 30 in there. So think about if all of a sudden you started posting on a regular basis and you had, 10, 15, 30 people engage all the time. If you got more people than that, more power to you. Great. I'm super excited and pumped. So you can find Blue Sky through whichever app store that you use. So whether that's Play or the iTunes App Store. So find Blue Sky today and start building your audience. And last but not least, let's take a moment and a quick look to talk. See, I'm trying to run my words together. But last but not least, let's take a quick look at TikTok. Now, if you're in the US, you know that currently, if you had TikTok prior to it going down and up in 8 hours, 6 hours, whatever it was, you still have it. But if you didn't, you can't get it now. So you can't download it anymore. But TikTok still remains a giant in the community building space, especially for personal brands, small businesses. And the reason that TikTok does that is it has one of the most unique algorithms that prioritize discoverability. And that makes it a powerful tool for creators. And I challenge you, if you own a business or just if you post on a regular basis, is to post a similar, I'm not going to say the exact same, on, let's say, Instagram. And if you want to use X, wherever, Facebook. And then go and look at your engagement and your insights. Now, I don't think you can get those if you just have a personal, but if you have a creator account or you have a business account, you can do that. Because I still find that what I post on TikTok gets like 3 times as much as my Instagram. Now, my LinkedIn is a little different because I have a larger LinkedIn following or larger connections on LinkedIn. So we're going to put that to the side. We're not going to talk about that today. But that's why people use it. So tips for growth, of course, using trending sounds, hashtag to create authentic and engaging content, explore educational videos, and position yourself as an authority. And TikTok, I think you can still record videos up to 10 minutes. Once you hit a certain number, and I want to say it's like 1,000, I'll have to check that because it's always subject to change. You can do TikTok's live streaming, and it's an excellent way to build trust and interact with your audience in real time. However, I think my big caveat on this is TikTok's future in the US remains very uncertain. due to the ongoing government concerns over its ownership by the Chinese company ByteDance. Now, we all know that the new administration went in and signed an executive order to have it come back online. That's only for 75 days, guys. And I mean, while that's 3 months and, a little bit more, you still don't know. So I say, if you are using any platform, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, Snapchat, I don't know, Flip, whatever it comes out in the next, little bit, diversify. Because I think if you diversify your audience, and also get them emails, people, give out a freebie. If you need help figuring out a freebie, DM me. I will be glad to help you think through that process. But get those emails, because you want to own your audience, which doesn't sound very nice when I say it that way, but you never know what's going to happen. We talked about that in an episode a little while back. Go ahead and listen to it. So you can find them on TikTok. Like I said, if you didn't have them before, you can't get them now. However, if you did have them, it's back online. And my personal favorite, CapCut, I'm going to tell you right now, love it. Super easy to use. I'm trying to figure out what's similar to it in case it gets banned. Let's all take a deep breath. I think I talked too fast. And if you can't tell, if you're not watching the video, I'm working in the co-working space. And I promise I've been here the last couple of days. Nobody's been here. I've had like 4 people walk behind me. But I am incredibly grateful to Graystar Properties and Citizen Wolf Ranch in Georgetown, Texas, for allowing me to record this podcast from here today and letting me use their co-working space. So give a shout out. If you live in Georgetown, Texas, or you live somewhere near, or you thought about living in Georgetown, make sure and give them a check and tell them that Shelby Tech and Tech and Tequila sent you. All right, so my final thoughts for today. Communities thrive when people feel seen, heard, and valued. So whether you're joining an established space like the Amiga Hood, or growing an audience on Blue Sky, consistency and that keyword right there, authenticity, are key. Tech platforms provide the infrastructure, but the real magic behind that is how you're developing connections and how you cultivate those. So, thanks for tuning in to Tech and Tequila today. Do not forget to subscribe, leave a review if you absolutely love it. Share this with 4 or 5 of your techie friends. Yes, yes. Share this episode with your fellow techies and tequila lovers, and follow us at Shelby Tech Solutions for more tips and new and innovative tech companies that are great for small and medium-sized business. If you're ready to level up your tech game or explore a digital nomad lifestyle, check out our resources at www.shelbyts.com. Cheers or salud, and we will see you next time.
Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode of Tech and Tequila. I hope you enjoyed our conversation today. To stay updated about all things tech and more, don't forget to visit us at our website, shelbyts.com. If you loved what you heard, remember to show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our podcast. Your 5-star ratings and reviews mean the world to us and help us to reach more listeners just like you. So muchas gracias again for joining us with Tech and Tequila. Thank you so much. You learned a lot about tech, and maybe you had a nice drink of tequila.